All right, we have a special edition, Coach's Corner on WVTheTorch.com for all your West Virginia sports needs, for all your programming needs, for everything. You want basketball, you want baseball, you want football, you want women's basketball, it doesn't matter. All of it right here on WVTheTorch.com. Go to WVTheTorch.com and also the number one sports website for West Virginia University, the greatest sports website ever in the history of the globe. WVSportsNation.com. Bookmark it. Go to WVSportsNation.com. We're going to be with Coach Mark Kellogg, women's basketball coach, West Virginia University. Going to have great things. Can't wait to his Greenbrier tournament. Like if there was ever a reason to go to a tournament, it's to go to Greenbrier. And I can't wait for that. I'm going. Already got my tickets ready to roll. So we got Mark Kellogg coming up. And this Coach's Corner with Mark Kellogg is brought to you by Rocky Simmons at Vision Homes. You know, for over 30 years, Rocky and his family at Vision Homes, it's a family-owned company. You got mom there. You got his kids there. You work with a family company, it's personal to them. They care. They built hundreds of custom homes right here in Motown and the surrounding areas. Now, their expert team, well, they're going to design and build you a brand new home. Custom home that fits your needs, style, and guess what? Fits your budget. They never go over budget. That's their signature because, like, they run a family business. You can't go over budget. They get that. Best of all, they lock in your price before they start building so you can stay on budget guaranteed. Now, you say, well, John, I don't have any land. Rocky takes care of that. It's a turnkey. No land, no worries. Vision Homes can help you with that too. Now, whether you're a first-time home buyer, you're looking to upgrade and build your dream home, or you're looking to downsize like me and Ann and simplify your living space, empty nesters, just go to Vision Homes. Ask Vision Homes. Invest just 1 hour with them. They'll walk you through their easy step-by-step home building process and answer all your questions to get the home that you want, just the way you want it. Just visit askvisionhomes.com. That's askvisionhomes.com and see how simple it is to build a house that you're going to be proud of. Rocky Simmons and his team, The Rock, askvisionhomes.com. Join me now, women's basketball coach, West Virginia University, Coach Mark Kellogg. Also with us, WV Sports Nation executive editor and contributor, Jonathan Edwards. Jonathan, thanks for being with us. Coach Kellogg, thanks for being with us. Jonathan, I know you're chomping at the bit about this Coliseum, of which I have right behind me, Jonathan. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. It's been a huge week across the athletic department, and we'll start right in the place. The new Hope Coliseum, Coach Kellogg. This is the first name change in its 55-year history. There's been a lot of history made in there, especially with your team. What do you think your team and program is going to bring to this new era of such an iconic venue?
Well, hopefully more of the same. It was pretty good to us previously the last couple of years and didn't lose a game in there a year ago. And so hopefully it brings a little more hope, right, to the Coliseum, and we can play off of that a little bit. But, yeah, man, what a great thing for our university, great thing for the athletic department, and just all that it will bring. And then hopefully just more of the same for the basketball programs. And, it's been one of the hardest places to play. I know Coach Hodge will tell you on the men's side, they have some analytics that say it's the hardest place to play in the country. And we don't quite have those same metrics to go off of, but I would like to think that we've made it an awfully difficult place to come play.
Coach, why is it so hard for visiting teams to come in, especially in the conference, and win there? Why?
Well, I think the venue, the crowd, the passion is certainly one of those things. The travel, I think, is probably not the easiest place to get in and out of either, and especially when you're talking about the Texas and Oklahomas. And now that we've expanded the league into the Utahs and Arizonas, it's quite a trip. And probably just the style. I mean, even back to the Coach Huggins and Beeline and Coach Carey. I mean, it's just been about toughness and grit and defense, and it's just going to be a hard night. And that's kind of our goal, is to make it a difficult night when you come in and play us here. If you do survive it and find a way to beat us, then you've earned it, because we're going to give you everything we got in here.
Well, I tell you what, it's
we'll jump right in.
Go ahead, John. I mean, it's just a fun place to play. I mean, it's just, and when you get when you go to those games, and you got some, we just have some diehard fans like Rocky Simmons, we were just talking about basketball, knows a feet, follows you all around like a women's basketball aficionado. It's a tough place because every game is just exciting, and you get so many people there, and so makes it tough on other conference teams coming in. Jonathan?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and move into like actual team related stuff. You lost Quinterly, Watson. I mean, those are two really big names. I mean, and that was just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, it's a large turnover this year. How in-court leadership shifted through the offseason? And what's like the current state chemistry?
Yeah, chemistry's been great. That was actually quickly determined in the summer, and through these guys, just really high character. But off the court, they did a lot of that on their own throughout the summer. The leadership, Jordan Harrison had the voice a year ago too, so she'll obviously continue to be the biggest voice and plays the position in which you want somebody to lead from and lead from the front at the point guard spot. And Sydney Shaw's role will change tremendously as well. So those two have probably taken most of the leadership, at least from the vocal side of things on. And then we got a lot of the other types of leadership, which there's, as we know, there's multiple ways to lead. You don't have to be vocal. You can do it with just hard work and showing up and, being present for your teammates or organizing and being social and those types of things. So feel really good about the group as a whole. Now we need to go through some difficult situations together to see how we're going to respond, because that's the next piece of it. I know they all get along when life is good and everything is rosy. I don't know, as Mike Tyson said, right, until you get punched in the face, you don't know how you're really going to respond. So when we get punched in the face here pretty quick, and might come Saturday in our little closed scrimmage, we're going to learn a little more about us.
Well, tell me about your close scrimmages. I mean, do you, as a coach in one of these things, are you looking for physicality? Are you looking to see who's going to step up, as well as using it as a learning and training and development session on the court, obviously in the scrimmage? What are you looking for in that, Coach, especially from your new players?
Yeah, all of those things you probably listed would be great. We're going to learn more about our team, good, bad, and probably some that's a little bit indifferent. Do we compete at the right level? Will we play hard? Our offense is not going to be in rhythm. We're going to miss some assignments defensively, but when you play hard, you kind of can cover those things up. We scrimmaged our male practice player team this Saturday and got exposed a little bit. So now we've got a few things to work on going into practice later today and throughout the week. And, we play Virginia Tech. We won't put a ton of emphasis on them. We'll put way more on ourselves and making sure we're prepared to play. All of it, just connections, roles, who can score it, who defends it, who rebounds it well, who plays well together would be really important. But then collectively, just are we ready to compete at a high level, and can we get there?
Tell me about the physicality of your squad right now. Last year, you had a very physical team. I mean, it was a tough play. I mean, when you played West Virginia last season, when you got back on that airplane or you went back to your locker room, you had a tough day the next day. You guys beat a lot of teams up physically. Are you going to be able to repeat that this season?
Yeah, I think we did it a little, I think each team does it differently. We want to be tough. We want to be physical. We want to have that grit about us. Last year was more like quickness, athleticism, just constantly coming at you for 40 minutes. And that way we'll still do that. We may have a few bigger bodies, a little bit, we may rebound it a little bit better, or we're certainly hoping that we do. So, we don't have like height size. We have production from the 4 and the 5 offensively. In the paint, we did it, last year, Kylie Blackston played a lot of the 5, but did more of her damage from the perimeter. This year, it will be more from the inside at that position. So it will look different, but you do have to impose your will, as we like to say, and a lot of that has to do with being physical and tough.
Sure.
Jonathan?
Yeah. So circling back around, you talked about Jordan Harrison, Sydney Shaw, two of your biggest returning stars. How have they continued to develop, not just vocally and leading the team, but you've changed the roster around some. Some of the makeup's a little different, and you talked about their roles changing. How has their development went throughout the offseason and starting to get into in-season?
Yeah, well, we set goals with all of them, especially Jordan and Sydney, about how they're going to have to elevate their game, take it to another level, probably score a little bit more. So when people ask, how do you replace JJ, and she scored 21, whatever, 22 points a game, is just, well, Jordan takes some of that. Sydney Shaw takes some of that, and kind of on down the line, that's kind of how you do it. And you have kids graduate and leave every year. We just happen to lose a really, really good one that we have to replace along some others. But yeah, Jordan, from the vocal, from leading to shooting it better from three, finishing better at the rim, continue to work on the mid range, going right, going left. So yeah, there was a game plan. We went through it, looked at the stats, looked at all of our analytics that we could give them. We thought Shaw took a huge step from her previous year at Auburn to what she did a year ago. But a lot of that was more as a stationary shooter and putting it on the floor occasionally, now to, hey, you need to showcase that part of your game. So get to the rim, get to the free throw line where she's an elite free throw shooter, continue to shoot well from three, and then she'll have the ball in her hands more and may even be the point guard when Jordan's not on the floor. So lots to work on for these guys. We're still working through it. It's only October. What is today, 14th or 13th, whatever today is, 13th. So we got some time, but they're certainly taking steps in the right direction.
Coach, tell us about Carter McRae. From you brought a top rebounder in the portal, add a little muscle in there in the paint. Tell us what your thoughts are about Carter McRae so far.
Yeah, great kid, going to be a great fit. Battled some injuries here a little bit early, nothing serious, but just some nagging stuff that she's going to have to get through. But yeah, great rebounder, can score it. Played in kind of like a high-low offense a year ago with another really dominant post player who transferred to UConn. So she had, kind of that 1-2 package there in the paint, but really great ability to score with both hands in the paint, can stretch it out to 15 to 17 feet. Probably not going to shoot too many threes, but can face up a little bit. But great rebounder, explosive, dynamic from that standpoint. So yeah, it's different when she's in practice for sure. You notice pretty quickly some of just that explosion and athleticism that she has.
I tell you what, it's going to be an exciting opening couple of weeks, and we're looking forward to the tournament at Greenbrier. All you had to say is Greenbrier. You had half the state at hello, so we're good to go to that. And as Jonathan said when we opened up, we just can't believe that we're naming the Coliseum. I just think that's the coolest thing. And speaking of Hope Gas, today's segment is brought to you by Hope Gas. They are the new sponsor of the West Virginia University Coliseum. And you can learn more about their history and how they provide great service and see how Hope Gas is improving the lives of those in the communities they serve. Now, Hope Gas proudly provides safe and reliable natural gas service to approximately 150,000 homes and businesses, including all of ours throughout the Mountain State. They proudly serve West Virginia. They are the new sponsor, the Hope Gas Coliseum. For more information, go to hopegas.com. That's hopegas.com. I'm going to turn this over to Jonathan in a minute, ask about these new scholarships. But as you look at this team, each team has a personality, right? You get new players, some graduate, you get some turnover, you get portal. What is in your soul here, Coach Kellogg? What do you see as the legacy of what this particular 25-26 women's basketball team at WVU, what do you see as being their soul, their legacy?
Well, no, good question. I don't think we know yet. I think that's going to be to be determined. I mean, obviously, we would love to advance further than any team in our school's history has ever advanced. That's kind of always the goal for us here, and that won't change as long as we're here. And so, that Sweet 16, Elite 8, and continue, that trajectory. But, the fun part is starting with the blank canvas and not knowing, but having this goal of what we would like for it to look like on the back end. But then as you go and the journey's fun, and here's where we started today, and we got, played our guys the other day and got whipped a little bit, and they did some stuff to us, and now we're going to go play another opponent. We're going to learn more about us. And so it's all of those things that are great. It's all the practices, the time we spend together, which will lead to what we hope is something really special on the back end. But I guess the simple answer is to be the best team that's ever played here. But the process is what it really needs to be about at this time.
Jonathan?
Yeah, so we started this whole conversation with talking about one of the big steps across the athletic department, not just basketball, but you have all your Olympic teams that play in there, volleyball, gymnastics, wrestling, all of that. That's a big step for the entire athletic department. Another one is these new scholarships that are coming in across that were announced earlier this week. If you have a chance to talk about, like, how does that impact your program and what does that future look like now that you have more resources?
Yeah, well, in the basketball world, honestly, it doesn't affect us too much because we were at the full allotment already. So the basketballs, which has been great leading up to, and now the other sports are catching up to what we pretty much honestly had, where it really affects in what you're seeing even, with baseball, they had whatever, 10 or 12 scholarships and they have 40 guys on their team, like that's hard to manage in soccers and volleyballs and all of these other sports that now finally, catch up essentially and that's where we have been, but we've had 15 scholarships for a long time in women's basketball. That's still the current number. We will still have that opportunity. So, we didn't give anything up with this. This only added to the programs here, which is as good as it could possibly be for all of us, is for nobody to get cut, so to speak, but to make everybody's programs, I guess fully type funded, if you want to call it that, from the scholarship side of things, is exactly what you would want from an athletic department. And Ren Baker and his staff have done a great job. And so I think we're all thankful as coaches, but the direct impact to my specific program won't see a ton from the scholarship side.
All right, final thing, Coach, because I know you got to go and get to practice here and get your team ready to go. Talk to us about the Greenbrier tournament. A lot of people asking questions about it, just like what was your vision for going there, and what do you want to see come out of it?
Yeah, great opportunity to play a top 10 opponent in Duke. I think they were 6th or 7th or somewhere in through there in the first poll that I saw. And to do it within our state, in a part of the state we don't get to as much, to get to Southern West Virginia, to play in a place like the Greenbrier and the tradition and history of what that is. So, yeah, early November, great test against a top 10 team. We're going to get better. We're going to, one way or the other, we will get better. We will learn a lot about our team. Small venue, different setup for us, but really was excited when the opportunity presented itself.
All right, very exciting. Women's basketball coach at West Virginia University, Mark Kellogg. Season's coming up pretty fast. You can get tickets. All you have to do is go to WVU, go to their website. You get tickets there. And to follow everything in women's basketball, you only got one place to go, and that's WVSportsNation.com. Go to WVSportsNation.com. We cover women's basketball. They're like a glove. Jonathan Edwards all over it. So, John, I want to thank you for being with us. I want to thank Coach Kellogg and want to thank our sponsors for Coach's Corner today. Hope Gas, go to hopegas.com, and Rocky Simmons at Vision Homes. Huge Mark Kellogg fan. By the way, Mark, if you didn't know that, he lives and dies for women's college basketball at WVU. Follows you all around. Loves the game. Loves your team. Big shout out to Rocky Simmons, askvisionhomes.com. Coach, thanks for being with us. Hey, Coach, shout out to your sports information director, Chris Coombs. We deal with them all. Guy's fantastic. One of the best in there. Always gets back to us. Sharp guy, knows what he's doing. And you continue to build a good team. Infrastructure matters as well.
Yeah, surround yourself by great people, right? That's one of the tenets of leadership. So whether it's Rocky or Chris or anybody else, surround yourself with great people. So thanks for your time, guys.
That's what I do. That's why we got Jonathan Edwards here.
There you go.
Coach, same thing. Coach, thank you. Thank you for your time. Coach's Corner.